December 1833, Crozet Islands, southern Indian Ocean. The ocean is already inside the ship. Water crashes through broken wood. The deck tilts hard. Men scream as the wind tears through the rigging. Nothing is steady. Nothing is safe. A wave hits stronger than the rest. The ship breaks. Cold water swallows everything. The air disappears. The sound of the storm turns into a dull roar under the surface. Men fight to breathe, to move, to stay alive. Some never come back up. Those who do are thrown into chaos. Pieces of the ship float around them. Wood, rope, barrels. The freezing water bites into their bodies, draining strength fast. A few grab onto wreckage. They don't speak. They can't. The cold is already taking control. Ahead, through the storm, dark land appears. Sharp, empty, far away. They kick. Slowly, painfully. Every movement feels heavier than the last. Hands go numb, legs weaken. The sea keeps pulling them back. But stopping means death. One by one, they reach the shore. Not all of them. The land is no better. Black rocks, strong wind, no shelter. Their clothes are soaked, heavy with salt and cold. Some collapse the moment they touch ground. No fire, no food, no plan. Only survival. They look out at the ocean. The storm is still raging. What's left of the ship is gone. No signal, no passing ships, no help. Just silence between the waves. They are alone. But this didn't start here. The 2nd of December, 1833, Southern Ocean days before the wreck. The ship moved steady then. The crew had done this before. Long journeys into cold waters, hunting seals for profit. It was dangerous work, but it paid well. The men knew the risks, but they also trusted the ship. The weather had started to change. Small signs at first, stronger winds, rougher waves. Nothing unusual for this part of the world. Still, they kept going, further south, further into isolation. The Crozet Islands were not a safe place. Everyone knew that. No real harbor, no people, just cold land in the middle of a violent ocean. But the seals were there, and that was enough reason to stay. The decision was made. They would anchor nearby. They would hunt. They would profit, but the ocean had other plans, and they don't see it coming. The ship had a purpose. It wasn't exploration. It wasn't rescue. It was profit. Seal hunting was a hard business in the early 1800s. The oil and skins were valuable, and men were willing to travel to the edge of the world to get them. The further south they went, the fewer ships they would face. Less competition meant more reward. At first, the journey felt normal. The crew worked in rhythm. Sails adjusted. Ropes pulled tight. The ship moved through long, rolling waves. Most of the men had done this before. Cold winds and rough seas were part of the job. No one expected comfort. They expected survival. Days passed. Then more days. The ocean slowly changed. The air grew sharper. The wind cut deeper into their skin. Waves became heavier, slower, but more powerful. The sky stayed gray for longer hours. Sunlight felt weak and distant. Still, they kept going. The captain made the calls, and the crew followed. Turning back meant losing time, losing money. So they pushed forward. The Crozet Islands were known among sailors, not for safety, but for danger. Jagged coastlines, strong currents, no real shelter for ships, but also large seal populations. That was enough. As they got closer, the signs became clearer. Birds started circling overhead. The water carried bits of seaweed. The smell of land drifted faintly through the cold air. Somewhere ahead, hidden behind mist and waves, the islands waited. Excitement grew. Work would begin soon. But the weather didn't agree. The wind shifted fast one evening. What started as a steady breeze turned sharp and unpredictable. The sails snapped hard. Ropes strained under pressure. Men moved quickly now. Commands were louder. The sea began to rise. Waves no longer rolled, they crashed, hard and uneven. The ship started to fight for balance. Each movement felt forced, unnatural. Still, no one panicked. Not yet. Storms like this were common. They believed it would pass. But the problem wasn't just the storm. It was where they were. Too close to land. Too little room to escape. The currents near the Crozet Islands were strong, pulling ships toward hidden rocks beneath the surface. Danger was building. Slowly, quietly, and by the time they realized it, it was already too late. And this is where everything begins to fall apart. The storm fades, but the danger doesn't. The men lie scattered across the black rocks. Some move, some don't. The sound of waves crashing fills the air, steady and cold. The wind cuts through their wet clothes like knives. No one speaks at first. They are too tired, too cold, too shocked. One man slowly pushes himself up. His hands shake. His fingers barely work. He looks around, trying to understand what's left. There is no ship, only broken pieces drifting far out in the water. Others begin to move. A few crawl closer together. Some call out, weak voices carried by the wind. They count who made it. Not enough. The ocean has already taken the rest. The survivors pull themselves higher up the rocks. The tide is still rising, and staying near the water means death. Every step is painful. Their legs feel heavy, like they don't belong to them anymore. Cold is the real enemy now. Their clothes are soaked. The wind never stops. Their bodies are losing heat fast. If they don't act soon, they won't last the night. They need shelter, but the island offers nothing easy. No trees, no soft ground. Just rock, mud, and low hills covered in wet grass. The sky stays gray. The air smells of salt and decay. It feels empty, forgotten. Still, they move. A small group searches inland, slowly, carefully. They look for anything, a dip in the land, a break from the wind, a place to hide. They find a shallow rise. Not much, but enough to block some of the wind. It will have to do. The men gather there, close together, sharing body heat, trying to stay awake. Sleep feels dangerous now, too easy, too final. Someone suggests fire, but nothing is dry. No wood, no tools, just wet hands and colder hope. Hunger begins to creep in. It's still early, but their bodies are already drained. Salt water burns their throats. Lips crack from the cold wind. Every breath feels sharp. They scan the land again. Then they see movement. Birds, small ones, walking along the rocks, unafraid. Food. A few men move toward them. Slow steps, careful hands. They manage to catch one. Then another. It's not much, but it's something. They eat without fire, raw, quick, silent. No one complains. Survival has already changed them. As the light fades, the temperature drops even more. The wind grows stronger again. They huddle closer. No one knows how long they'll be here. No one knows if help will come. And deep down, they start to understand the truth. This island is not a place you leave easily. And the worst is still ahead. Morning comes slowly. A weak light spreads across the island. Gray sky, cold wind. Nothing has changed. The men are still alive, but just barely. Some didn't make it through the night. Their bodies lie still, close to where they had tried to rest. No one says anything. There is no energy for grief. The cold has taken that too. The living focus on one thing, staying alive. They begin to move again. Slow at first. Stiff bodies, heavy limbs. Every joint aches. But movement means heat, and heat means time. They need to think now. Survival can't be random. A few of the stronger men take the lead. Not by choice, but because they still have strength left. They look back toward the sea. Pieces of the wreck are still washing ashore. That is their only chance. Salvage. They move carefully down to the rocks, timing each step between waves. The water is still rough, still dangerous. One mistake could drag them back into the sea. They grab what they can. Broken wood, a piece of rope, part of a barrel, anything useful. It's not much, but it's everything they have. They carry it back to their small shelter, hands shaking, bodies weak, but their minds are starting to work again. They build a low structure using broken wood and stones. It barely stands, but it blocks some of the wind. That alone feels like a victory. Next comes food. The birds are still there, slow, easy to catch if you move right. The men spread out along the shore. Some climb over rocks. Others wait quietly. They catch a few, not enough for comfort, but enough to keep going. They eat the same way again. Raw, fast, no choice. Water becomes the next problem. Salt water has made things worse. Their mouths are dry, their heads feel heavy. They need fresh water. They search inland. After some time, they find it. A small stream cutting through the cold ground. Clear, moving slowly. Relief. They drink carefully, not too fast. Their bodies are weak. Even water must be taken slowly now. For a moment, things feel under control, but it doesn't last. The days stay cold. The wind never stops. Nights are worse. Sleep comes in short pieces, broken by shivering and pain. Their bodies begin to change. Faces grow thinner. Skin cracks. Lips bleed. Small cuts refuse to heal. And the group begins to change too. Less talking. Less trust. Hunger does that. Everyone feels it. That slow, constant need. It doesn't go away. It only grows stronger. They count the days. 1, 2, then more. No ship appears. No sign of rescue. Only the same empty horizon. The island is starting to feel smaller, colder, heavier, and deep inside, a hard truth begins to settle in. This is no longer about waiting. This is about surviving for as long as they can. But they don't realize yet. It's about to get much worse. Time starts to lose meaning. Days pass, but they all feel the same. Gray sky, cold wind, endless hunger. The men stop counting. Their small shelter still stands, but barely. Strong gusts shake it through the night. Sometimes parts of it break, and they have to rebuild with numb hands. Energy is fading. Food is harder to find now. The birds are fewer. The easy ones are gone. The rest are faster, more alert. Catching them takes more effort the men no longer have. Some walk further along the shore, long distances, weak steps, searching for anything. Sometimes they find eggs hidden between rocks, sometimes nothing. Every failure costs strength. Their bodies grow thinner, clothes hang loose, bones press against skin. Walking becomes slower, heavier. Even simple tasks feel impossible. One man slips on wet rock. He falls hard. At first, it doesn't seem serious. But days later, he cannot stand properly. His leg swells. Infection sets in. There is nothing they can do. No tools, no medicine. He becomes weaker. And then, he stops moving. No one speaks about it. They just move his body away from the shelter. Far enough. Not out of respect, out of fear. The mental strain grows stronger. Silence fills the group. Conversations fade. Everyone stays inside their own thoughts. Eyes look empty. Movements become automatic. Hope is slipping. Some still scan the horizon. Every day, every hour, looking for sails. But the ocean remains empty. No ships pass this far south. Not often. Not by accident. They are too far from the world. Too far to be seen. Cold nights become unbearable. The wind howls across the island. It cuts through every gap in their shelter. Sleep is almost gone now. Only short moments of rest, broken by shaking and pain. Their bodies burn calories just trying to stay warm, but there is nothing left to burn. Hunger sharpens. It becomes constant. A dull pain that never leaves. Some begin to eat anything they find: tough plants, scraps, even things they once ignored. It barely helps. Weakness spreads, faster now, and with it, something else. Desperation. The kind that changes how a person thinks, how they decide, how far they are willing to go. The group feels it. No one says it, but everyone knows. They cannot survive like this for long. Something has to change, or this island will take all of them. And the next decision they make will decide everything. The cold doesn't feel the same anymore. At first, it was sharp, painful, impossible to ignore. Now, it feels distant, numb. That scares them more. Their bodies are shutting down. Movements slow even further. Hands fail to grip. Legs shake with every step. Some men stop leaving the shelter at all. They just sit there, staring, breathing slowly, waiting. For what? They don't know. Food is almost gone. Birds are rare now. Eggs are harder to find. Even walking to search feels like too much. Every trip drains what little strength remains. One man doesn't come back. They wait at first. Then they stop waiting. They know what it means. The group is smaller now, quieter. The wind fills the silence. A kind of heavy stillness settles over them. No one talks about rescue anymore. No one points at the horizon. Hope has thinned out, like their bodies. But something else starts to rise. Instinct. The raw need to live. One of the stronger men begins to act. He forces himself up, forces others to move, to think, to stop drifting toward the end. Staying here is no longer an option. Everyone can see it now. This island is killing them slowly. Waiting means death. Leaving might mean death too, but at least it gives a chance. The idea forms quietly at first, then it grows. A plan. They still have pieces of the wreck. Wood, rope, broken parts of the ship. Not much, but maybe enough. Enough to build something. A small boat. The thought feels impossible. They are weak, injured, freezing. But doing nothing is worse. So they begin. Slowly, painfully. They gather what they can. Every piece matters now. Every movement costs energy they don't have. Hands bleed, muscles strain. But they keep going. Because stopping means giving up. The work brings something back. Focus, purpose. For the first time in days, maybe weeks, their minds feel clear. Not safe, not hopeful, but alive. Still, the risks are clear. The ocean that destroyed their ship is still there, stronger than ever. If they build the boat wrong, it will sink. If they leave at the wrong time, they won't survive. And even if everything goes right, there is no guarantee they will find help. The world is far away, and they are just a few broken men in the middle of it. Now comes the hardest part, choosing who will go and who will stay. Because not everyone can fit, and not everyone is strong enough. The decision hangs in the cold air, heavy, final, and once it's made, there's no turning back. The decision is made. Not everyone will leave. The weakest will stay behind. There is no argument left in them, no strength to fight it. The choice is quiet, heavy, final. Some men lower their heads, others stare at the ground. They all understand what it means. Those who stay may never leave this island. The others begin to prepare. The boat is small, rough, built from broken pieces of the wreck, wood tied together with rope, gaps filled as best as they can. It is not strong, but it floats. That is enough. They drag it closer to the water. Every step is slow. Their bodies shake under the effort. The cold wind pushes against them, as if trying to stop them. The sea waits, still powerful, still dangerous. They gather what little they have. Scraps of food. A few birds caught the day before. Some water, carried in whatever they could find. It won't last long. But they won't last long either if they stay. Before they leave, there is a pause. No speeches, no long goodbyes. Just silence. A few looks. A few small nods. Men who survived the same storm, now split by fate. Those staying behind move back slowly, watching. Those leaving push the boat forward. The first wave hits it hard. For a moment, it almost turns, but they hold it steady. Then they climb in, carefully, one by one. The boat dips under their weight. Water slips over the sides. They adjust, trying to balance. Every movement matters now. Another wave comes, stronger. It lifts them, then pulls them away from the shore. The island begins to fade behind them. The men left behind grow smaller, still standing, still watching. Then, gone. Now it's just the sea. The wind cuts across their faces. The cold feels even worse out here. There is no shelter, no protection, only open water in every direction. They begin to row, slow strokes, weak arms, but steady. They don't know exactly where they're going. Only one thing is clear. They must head north, somewhere, far beyond the horizon. There are ships. There are people. There is help. But the distance is huge, and their boat is barely holding together. Waves crash against the sides. Water leaks in. They take turns pushing it out with their hands. Their bodies ache with every movement. Time stretches. Hours feel like days. The sky darkens again. Another storm begins to build. The same ocean that destroyed them once is ready to test them again. Out here, there is no second chance. No land to swim to. No shelter to crawl into. Only survival or the end. And as the first drops of cold rain hit their faces, they realize something terrifying. This journey may be even worse than the island they left behind. And turning back is no longer possible. The storm hits fast. Rain falls hard. Wind howls across the open sea. The small boat rises and drops between waves, each one threatening to break it apart. The men hold on. There is no strength left for fear, only action. They row when they can. They stop when they must. Water keeps pouring in. Hands move constantly, throwing it back out. Their fingers are swollen, skin torn, muscles barely responding. Time disappears again. Day and night blend together. Some lose awareness. Heads drop, eyes close. Others shake them awake. No one is allowed to rest too long. Rest means slipping away. Food runs out quickly. Water too. Their bodies begin to fail even faster now. Lips crack open, tongues swell. Every breath feels dry and heavy. The cold mixes with thirst, creating a new kind of pain. Still, they move forward, because there is no other direction. One morning, something changes. The sea is calmer, the wind slows, and through the weak light, one man lifts his head. He sees it first, a shape, far away. At first, it looks like nothing, just a shadow against the horizon. But it grows, slowly, carefully. A ship. No one speaks at first. They just stare, trying to be sure, trying not to believe too early. Then one man raises his arm. Another tries to stand, nearly falling. They begin to shout, weak voices, broken, but desperate. They wave anything they have, pieces of cloth, hands, anything that moves. The ship turns, just slightly, but enough. It sees them. Rescue doesn't feel real at first. Even as the larger vessel comes closer, the men in the small boat don't react much. They are too weak, too far gone. When they are finally pulled aboard, most cannot stand. Some collapse immediately. Others just lie there, staring at the sky, alive, but barely. They are given water, slowly, carefully, food in small amounts. Their bodies struggle to accept it. Recovery is not quick. It is slow, painful, and not all of them survive it. Some die even after rescue, their bodies too damaged, too weak to come back. And on the island, those left behind are never seen again. The ocean keeps its silence. The Crozet Islands remain empty, cold, isolated, unforgiving. The story spreads slowly, carried by the few who made it back. A warning to others, a reminder of how quickly things can go wrong. It wasn't just the storm, it was the choices, the risks, the distance from help. In the end, survival came down to one thing: endurance, not strength, not skill, just the ability to keep going, one moment longer than the rest. And in a place like that, sometimes that's the only thing that matters.